Today, on Be Something Wonderful, debunking the illusion of linear time, turning setbacks into comebacks. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I got an email from a subscriber who said, Tom, just when I feel like I'm living in the conviction of my wish fulfilled, that I'm really feeling and living that higher version of myself, something comes up in 3D and sets me back. I feel like I'm going backwards. I feel like I'm falling back into my old self. Can you unpack that on what to do? Well, guys, we're going to unpack that today and more, because I think this is a question that I've received many times. And I really want to, it's all based on this belief in the 3D world, this belief, this common belief, right, in linear time. So I want to go as far as to tell you that setbacks are impossible and comebacks make no sense. But we're going to get to that. Really where I want to start is that setbacks and comebacks are all fabrications of linear time. But let's start here first. Let's start and say that anything that happens within your life experience is all part of who you are. And when you deny or reject any of it, you're denying or rejecting a part of yourself. And this is why I always say that it's good and very good, that you need to embrace what is, right? Because when you embrace what is, that keeps you in the power of the presence, of the present, of the now, and that's the only place where you can create your own reality. So let's unpack this a little bit more, and then let's move into debunking linear time. Well, the infinite you is that you are all spirit, right? We know there's a physical self, right? That 0.00001% of ourself is that physicality. And then the other 99.99999% is the unseen realm, is energy, right? So all of it is you, though. That physical you, and the non-physical you is the infinite you. You're all spirit. So when you reject part of that physical you, you're rejecting part of that infinite you. Hear this, right? That old version plus the old versions of yourself plus the new versions equal all versions of yourself, right? So when you're waiting, when you're rejecting a part of your 3D experience and then waiting for something new to happen, there's no need to wait. It's all within you. When you're waiting, you're rejecting the present moment. You're rejecting where it's created. Hear this, and it keeps you stuck in those old versions, right? Everything's within you. Rejecting an experience or setback, as you define it, is rejecting a part of you, the infinite you. Why? Because what do you include? When you include things, when you put your attention on something, you're including it into your vibration, into your field of awareness. When you try to exclude something or try to get rid of something or reject something, you're also including it in your vibration. So you can't get rid of anything, right? If you try to reject, it's included, right? And the other thing, when you're rejecting anything, you're implying it has power over you. You're implying this puny 3D world, these experiences that come up have power over you. But when you love it all, when you embrace it all, it implies that you have power over it. When you embrace it and see it for what it is, right? The fastest way to move past what you perceive as a setback is put your awareness and your attention on what you love and what you want and love it. Fall in love with your desire. Fall in love with your new version of yourself, and then it's impossible to have setbacks. But even more than that, when you resist nothing, the world comes to you. Hear this. When you resist nothing, nothing resists you. The world comes to you. The only way out is within. We've talked about this. Other spiritual teachers have talked about this. But what does that mean? It means go within it. That experience that you're having, whether you initially judge it as negative or positive, you're seeing it, you're feeling it, be it. That's how anything is created, right? You see it first, you feel it, and then you be it. Well, in this case, be it. Feel it, and then let it go. Be it, feel it, and let it go. If you reject it and saying, well, it's not part of me, now you're including it. Hear this. This is the only way. The only way out is within, guys, always. So let's unpack this illusion of time a little bit more, this linear time. So here's what I want to say. Linear time is an illusion, right? Continuity of time is an illusion. Past, present, and future is all happening at the same time. What does that mean? Setbacks are an illusion. There's no such thing as a setback. You're implying a linear timeline where you're set back somehow to a version that you were in the past, right? It's always in the now moment where you decide whatever version you want to be. And in that now moment, you can switch back to that new version in a moment through belief. Belief is the creative act. Hear this. Each new present now moment is another opportunity for a comeback. You're not stuck on that past. It's not linear. The past is not the cause of the present. Hear this. The present is not an effect of the past. Remember, there is no time. Right? You're simply choosing within the present moment a version of yourself that's unwanted. And you're doing it, you're either doing it unconsciously or you're reacting, right? Hear this, right? That unlimited spiritual being who you are, right? That unlimited spiritual being who you have mastered the art of limitation, right? You're an unlimited spiritual being that has mastered limitation. Why? Why? Because the only way we can experience your soul, right, who you really are, can experience the 3D world or experience who they are, is to experience the duality of the 3D world. That's why time exists. That's why those illusions exist. So otherwise everything would be happening at once and you would experience nothing but that supreme being that you are. Right? It's the deliciousness of banging it out in the 3D. So you can create, but not unconsciously like we've been doing, but consciously bang it out and create deliberately. That's why we're here. That unlimited spiritual being, that's who you are, who has mastered the art of limitation. Right? You have to master limitation, right? The 3D world, the only way your soul, which is perfect light and perfect being, to experience itself, and that's why you came here, is to limit yourself somehow, condition yourself, so you can experience something in 3D. Sometimes those conditions we judge as unwanted. Sometimes we judge them as wanted, but either way, you're experiencing more of who you are. Wow, hear this. Now you know what it's like. We've talked about this before, right? To create your reality is to limit yourself to a specific belief and focus. That's what reality creation is, right? It's to create your own reality. To create reality here, we said everything already exists. Everything already exists. But to have the experience of creating reality, we have to limit our focus to some specific belief. So every moment in linear time, right, in what you consider linear time, that's a common belief, right? We believe in linear time so we can experience portions of all that is, one at a time. Otherwise, if we're just all that is, how can we experience anything? So time's there so we can break it up in segments and relish it and say it's delicious and it feels good or it doesn't feel good and I want to experience this. It all is there for our soul to experience. It's constant expansion within the whole. Hear this, right? So let's move on a little bit. So the 3D you has that belief in linear time. Hear this, like a river, right? It goes one way. From the past, there's you in your little sailboat, the now, and there's the future. Right? And if we believe this, if we believe in linear time, then we can blame the past for our present. Then we can regret things. And we say, oh, it's unchangeable. It's the cause, right? Oh no, I'm set back to who I was in the past. And you start blaming yourself, right? Or you're just worried that the future now is uncertain. You don't know what you're going to create. When really, guys, that's the chronological view of time, where time really is it's not a river. Think of it as an infinite lake, perfect glass lake, right? The water's perfect, and then you throw pebbles into that lake, or stones maybe if it's a big lake, of beliefs, right in the present moment. Whatever you believe in the present moment, those beliefs, those pebbles cause ripples in infinity, and those ripples are events. But they're not events from the future, only the future. They're events of the past and future. They're all events. And so if you're looking down at that lake at that where that pebble was thrown in. That's you in the now. You're always in the middle of infinity, right? You're always in the middle. When you throw that pebble in, when you drop that belief in, whatever you're believing at the moment, that causes a ripple of events, not only in the future, but the past, all time. Hear this. So if you're looking down on infinity from higher up, you can see that everything's happening at the same time. So you not only change the future, we've talked about this, but never like we're going to talk about it today. This is big. You not only change the future by the pebbles of beliefs that you drop into infinity, by what you're believing in the moment, you change the past. You create the past. This is huge today, guys. Look at it. How can it be any other way? If time is not linear, if everything's happening at once, and there's only the present moment, and in the present moment you're believing something, right? Whatever that belief is, whether you think it's a setback or whatever it is, you're believing something that causes ripples throughout all time. And so it must affect the past and the future, because the past and future don't exist as such. Wow, that's big. So, from the broader view of that ultimate reality, if you had the broader view of the infinite self, the past, the present, and future all happening at the same time, now, right? The pebbles or beliefs we toss into the lake of infinity now changes the ripple of events in the now moment. Hear this. So you're not stuck on the past. You can change that by the beliefs you hold right now. The only problem is we have such a strong belief in the fixed past that it's unchangeable. It's hard to see beyond that. It's hard to see that when we become a new version of ourselves, we now have a new past and a new future. Wow, that's big. Right here, this is big. Remember, belief is the creative act. It's the only creative act. And you're dropping that belief in that infinity in every moment with what you believe. The problem is we just keep digging, we just keep carrying forward those old dead beliefs every day, right? The past and future are being created right now through your present. Focus and attention, or in other words, with your beliefs. Hear this again, guys. The present and future are being created right now through your present focus, your current focus, and attention, or in other words, with your beliefs. Right now. So with new thoughts and new beliefs, you change it all. You change the whole mosaic of infinity, of your life, of your experience, past, present, and future, right? That's why setbacks under that context are impossible. They're impossible. It's only your belief in the fixed past, in linear time, that setbacks are possible, right? And that's why you feel stuck. So really, when an event happens that feels like the old version of yourself, it's not necessarily an old version, it's a new version of an old unwanted you. Meaning, it's a new version of yourself for sure, because you never create the same version, but it's a new unwanted version. Hear this. Because the past, present, and future doesn't exist. It's all happening now, so there's no such thing as old version. It's a new version of an unwanted you. That's big. All right, so let's continue, guys. In any moment, you can fall back into the unwanted version of yourself. In the present moment, with the belief you're thinking, that you can fall back, but remember, it's not really falling back. You're just choosing to believe something that's not true of who you really are, right? And you can fall back in an unwanted version of yourself, or fall forward into a higher or the highest version of yourself. But you're not falling back or forward. You're just choosing that higher version, or choosing another unwanted version. You have two choices. You could choose a wanted version or an unwanted version. They're not old. They're not future, they're not past, they're just different versions. There's the highest version, your highest desires, your highest aspirations. That's what you want to shoot for, right? But we get stuck through our beliefs, right? There's no back or forward, there's just now. There's no linear progression, it's an illusion, right? Wow, this is big, right? So that means every setback really is a comeback. Coming back into yourself, the opportunity to drop a new pebble immediately in that moment. Every setback is a comeback to become a higher version of yourself or a different version of yourself, right? You get to choose. This means there's no wanting to be wanting to be or wanting to have more. There's no waiting to be or waiting to have more. You just be more of who you really are. Hear this. It's just being more of who you really are. That's what we're talking about this. All of you is spirit. Remember that 99.99999% is energy, is pure energy, pure spirit. And that 0.00001% is physical, but it's still all 100% spirit. You're all spirit. You're all God. Wow, that's big. So, when you enter that new version of yourself, that preferred version, that wanted version, whatever that is, right, you get to choose. You don't have to choose once, you can choose anytime, any version. You not only create a new future, but you create a new past. This is where revision comes in, where we talked about Neville Goddard, right? And I know some of you still struggle with that idea. And I'm not talking about just a perception of your past. It's a new past. You saw the ripples in the lake. If that's true, if that's how time works and it's not linear, then you must be able to change your past through the present moment now, because that's the only moment there is. This is big, guys. New beliefs equal a new identity equal a new reality. Hear this again. New beliefs equal a new identity equal a new reality. Past, present, and future. Time is an illusion. Right? We don't see it, though, or notice it due to our principal belief, or that fixed belief that the past is unchangeable. It's hard to overcome that, right? We even speak that language, like, oh, I'm not going to have time, I'm going to be late, I'm going to be early, I only have so much time. That's all we talk about. So how do you overcome that? How do we see the miracle in the now? The miracle that we can create an entirely new future and past in the present moment. That's huge, and not just a perception, not just seeing through the eyes of that larger you, but being that larger you, dimensionally larger you, with a new past, with a new future. Wow! Because there is no past or future, right? Not only is the past not over, but there is no past. Not only is the past not over, not fixed, not dead necessarily, it doesn't exist, right? This gives you absolute creative control in the now, to drop a new pebble or a new belief into the lake of the infinite or consciousness. We talked about this in the last few videos. This is all tying together. We are now debunking the illusion of time. We're turning setbacks into comebacks. Hear this, guys. We're totally debunking it, right? This gives you absolute creative control in the now to drop a new pebble of belief into the infinite lake, or the lake of infinity, or consciousness. That's really how that's debunking the illusion of time and turning setbacks into comebacks. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. Hit us up on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful, on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Karen, our website at tomkaren.com, at BeSomethingWonderful.com, or write me anytime at info@BeSomethingWonderful.com. I would love to hear from you. Until next time, with great love, this is Tom. See you soon.